This is a journey into sound. A journey which along the way will bring to you new color, new dimension, new values, and a new experience.
Welcome to the G-Spot Podcast. I'm your guide, Katie Silcox, bringing you your weekly self-love soundbite. Join us for conversations around sex, spirit, and all things self-care. All things self-care. All things self-care.
This is a journey into sound.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
You are a G-Spot Podcast with Katie Silcox.
Hey beauties, you know, the amazing thing about this podcast is that you get it for free. And today it is sponsored by one of my favorite girl businesses based in Northern California, totally female owned, family run, Pavani. Pavani actually means purity. And I personally use their products because they're amazing. They're organic, they're vegan, they're handmade by these beautiful Ayurvedic herbalists and totally Shakti empowered. I love their stuff. I particularly am digging their coconut milk bath right now. I've been doing a lot of Ayurvedic milk bathing, which is actually a beautiful Shakti ritual that cleanses the body, pampers the skin, calms the senses, and coconut milk is an option. You can use their coconut milk bath. It's got Himalayan salt in it. It's got cardamom, turmeric, Epsom salts. I love me some Epsom salts, lavender, and rose. So I'm really proud to have Pavani as our sponsor. And guess what? They're offering you guys, our dear listeners, a big old discount code of 15% off your purchase at their website, pavaniayurveda.com. We will give you the link in the show notes. That discount code is GHEESPOT, GHEESPOT. All right, guys, on to the show. Hi, everybody. We are here at the G-Spot / Spirit Sessions. What a wonderful moment for me, you all. We have a very special guest who's actually here with me now. Her name is Meredith Hogan. Many of our listeners know her. You're familiar with her work. She's also one of my closest and dearest, if not the closest and dearest of friends. And Meredith is so many things. It's challenging to put this little firecracker in a box, but we are going to try for this moment. And I want everyone who's not familiar with Meredith to know she is the founder of the Beauty Way Collective. She's a longtime shaman, healer, dancer, amazing creative spirit, musician. And I am just so excited to have her on the show. And I'm also excited to announce that we here at the G-Spot are going to be debuting Meredith's new single from her band, Goodbye Gemini, and that's called Disco Ball. That's my kind of shaman. So Meredith, welcome to the G-Spot.
Thank you, love. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here. I love this podcast. I love you. I love our friendship. And I'm just super, super grateful to be here in this moment. Yes.
Me too. It's been amazing. We've gotten to spend just really 2 full days together without any distractions, without any, we love you all, but no events, no students, no husbands, no dogs, just the two of us. And we love all those things, but just the power of carving out 48 hours to really dedicate to your bestie and your co-captain and your creative partner has been amazing. And many of you know Meredith and I put out an album together, and just to be able to be back in that flow and that space as the world starts to open up again has been really healing for both of us. And so one of the things that we want to talk about, I mean, as I'm saying that, just feeling so much gratitude. And Meredith has an amazing approach to Tantra, right? Because she's coming from so many lineages, but really from the more earth-based shamanic lineage. And so I think to kick it off, Mare, just give us a little bit of for those of our listeners that are totally new to you, a backstory on your path, learning, studying, practicing shamanism, and how you came to that and where you are with it now.
Sure. Yes. Thanks for the opportunity. Well, I would say my first experience with animism and shamanism came as a young child, when my mother is a very earth-based woman. And we grew up Catholic, and my older sister, and I were driving home from being in church. And there had been some kind of teaching going on in church about divorce, and my parents were divorced. And we got really scared, and we were like, Mom, like, does this mean you're going to hell because you got divorced? And she was like, she was driving.
She's so wise.
She's incredible. She pulls over on the side of the road. Sun is setting. She goes, girls, get out of the car. Cars are whizzing by, you know. She's like, let's hold hands. She's like, you see that? You see the beauty of that sunset? She's like, to me, and my seeing of life, this is God, this is love. God is everywhere. And the rules of that you're concerned about, I think they were created by humans. So she's like, now you get to decide what you think is right.
Wow.
But, and, you know, I'm like, 6 years old? My sister's 8, you know? So that was the first real, like, oh, wait a second. I had permission to choose the way I was to engage reality.
Wow.
And that was huge. And I honor my mother as my biggest first teacher. And then my path with this shamanic lineage, I came to it through an initiation process that was like pretty scary, of having like an entity that wasn't myself in my body. And I know that sounds cuckoo, but it's real and it happened. And then I was given an extraction and I was completely okay again. And I was at a point where I was ready to like go to a mental hospital because I felt so afraid and like, where am I? I'm not here. What's happening? And so like just so quickly brought back to myself and to love. And so that I followed that path to the Four Winds, into Alberto Vialdo's work and Marcelo Lobos, and, you know, went to school and over 8 years or so just studied with them and became initiated into the Laika Carol lineage of healers, which comes from the high Andes Mountains regions of Peru. And it's just a beautiful path. It comes originally from the Incans and, you know, creators of Machu Picchu and all that. That's sort of the root of the lineage. And so it's a lineage of Munai is the founding principle of it, which means a sacred stewardship of all life. And so it is love. Love is a great way to describe it, but it's also like love and action, and lining up your action centers with your relationship centers and your perception centers. And like when you do that you then become an active dreamer, and you can dream wonderful dreams, healing dreams, and step into this beautiful role of co-creating or dreaming the world into being. So the lineage itself is one of the precept, not the concept. So,
well, wait, let me pause you.
Yes.
So you said a number of things. So Munai is this idea that the way to get in right relationship, I mean, the listeners can't see you, but you said the body, the heart, the roots, right? The action centers, the heart, and then the head, like the conceptual apparatus. So having those three things, not only in the spirit or vibration of love, but in the activity of now emanating that along the horizontal realm as love. And so one of the things you and I spoke about before we got on the podcast was the next place you're about to go, I think, which is the dreaming and the co-creation and the, as everybody's so obsessed with, the manifestation. So I would love to hear your Mayor Hogan 101 on how to manifest the life of your dreams. Like we all want that and it's okay. And like, I would just love to get that teaching from you, myself, and our listeners always, of course. This is all a podcast about Inform Me, first and foremost. Let's all be clear. All the meditations, all the prayers, it's all happening to inform me first and foremost. And I have no qualms about saying that.
It's certainly,
I need these teachings.
Yes, and your curiosity and the beautiful way that you bring space to people to share their tools is one of the ways that you are dreaming the world into being. And it's beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so to really answer this question, I've got to dive a little bit into the archetypes of the medicine wheel.
Yeah.
Of this medicine wheel. There are so many, of course.
Okay.
Indigenous people of all places, many places, have a medicine wheel based on their actual location.
Okay.
Right? So there'll be archetypes based on the creatures that live there, where the sun rises and sets. You know, in this lineage, it's like the mountains, because they're mountain people, right? And the Amazon's right there. So the serpent represents the first kind of level of perception, which is the earth keepers. And the serpent like leaves its skin and makes an offering out of the old body, the old pain, the old things. It's this constant like deep intimacy with earth. And so that also relates to our walk in the world. Right. So, so to walk in the world and say like, this is what I want. You have to be able to actually walk that into the world with action steps. Yeah. Like the serpent is like the to-do list.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the physical, literal world. Like I got to pay my rent and stuff. And I'm also this, numinous spiritual being, as we all are. So that's like first thing. Get grounded.
So is serpent sort of like root chakra?
Root chakra. Yes.
But more than that, maybe all the way up to the action centers.
Yeah.
Sex.
The Waka center is called Waka in this Quechuan language. But yeah, the sex center, it's the low belly. It's the second chakra all the way down to the legs, all the way down to the center of the ground, center of the earth. So that aspect is important. That's like primary. And then going into the mental, emotional realms of the Jaguar and the west of this wheel, which is this principle of kind of like the keeper of the jungle. The Jaguar is, has no predators. It's the top of the food chain, the tracker and the protector, and the one who can digest and compost and combust heavy energies. And so like it kind of goes into that. If the Jaguar had a tagline, it would be like, there's more than what meets the eye here. So it's like, yeah, I have my to-do list. And then I'm going to really pay attention to the things that come up, like the obstacles, the things maybe I'm afraid of.
The emotions that arise.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the thoughts about those emotions, right?
Interesting.
And like how those things kind of chase each other around.
Wow,
Emotion,
okay.
thought, right?
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I'm in that world. Okay.
Yeah, we all are mostly in that world.
Yeah.
And that's why perceptually to kind of sometimes we have to come down and say, I'm going to lay my body down on the ground and just go, it is what it is. Quiet the opinions for a second, and then come back to like, this is the desire. This is the desire. Okay. So the Jaguar is really amazing because it's like this incredible, like the tracker, just always curious and following those pieces. And then we want to kind of bump up to the next level, which is the Hummingbird and the north. And that's the place where we really engage with what's possible. And so that's where you really seat your dream and know that, and you call in, you go a bit beyond time into that place of past, present, future. And you know that your lineage is with you and that the future generations are also going to be gifted by the fulfillment of your dream and your purpose and all of those things. But it's also like a trust place. You only drink from the nectar that serves. It's quite discerning. And the practice of the North, the practice of the
Wait,
hummingbird.
pause, Mare.
Yeah.
You only drink from the nectar that serves feels like a really important teaching.
Yeah.
Say more about what that means.
Okay. So let's say, for example, you have this dream and it's that you want to, I don't know, you want to make these songs, right? This is my dream. Like I want to bring through songs that teach. So obstacles, of course, will come up along that line. Sometimes thinking, who am I to do such a thing? Stuff like that, human stuff. And then to go, well, what is really nourishing
that dream?
And you choose okay, so here's the thing about the hummingbird. So amazing. It's the soul space. It's the space that's always wanting to grow bigger and always on a journey. No matter what, you can have everything in the world that you want.
Totally.
But you still have the longing, right? This is the tantra of it all, right? The longing to expand because we are children of the universe and the universe is in this constant state of expansion.
Pulsation.
Yeah. So it's also stillness because the hummingbird is still while in motion.
Moving.
Right. And
So can I just add?
Please.
It seems to me the hummingbird is that drink from the nectar that serves is such a teaching because it's like when you are in the realm of manifestation, hummingbird is very powerful, but it's also delicate.
Yeah.
And quick, but delicate. And that realm is so tender. And I know that from working with thousands of people, when they begin to speak of this realm of what they want, they always start crying. And the nectar drinking, it's like we shit on our dreams all the time. So am I getting that right when it's like, what thoughts, emotions, actions are going to feed the hummingbird the sweetest nectar rather than this will never happen.
Right.
So faith is the nectar.
It is.
Okay.
And you trust that the nectar will always appear if you're going in the direction of the dream. The hummingbird is not made for flight. And yet it goes from Brazil to Canada every freaking year without a map. It goes now without knowing how. It trusts that the how will show up because the knowing of what the desire is so clear. And it says, I'm exactly where I need to be. This might seem really screwed up and crazy and like, what's going on? But you go to that place of sipping. I'm exactly where I need to be for the journey to continue.
Yeah.
At this moment.
Right. Even though I seem very far from home.
Right. Yes. Yes. And then going to the east, which is the place of the rising sun and the time to come, and really the realm of spirit itself, is the place where we go, and thy will be done.
Yeah, exactly. Swaha.
Swaha. And let me offer this up. And we call it the poof state, which is such a great tool, by the way, to really make the gesture and go, poof. I'm just going to poof that self-doubt stuff. I'm just going to poof it. God, you take this. I'm not sure what to do with it. It's chewing me up inside.
Yeah.
I know that's not right. Poof, swaha, whatever the word. Give it up and give it over and trust that, there's always a plan that is larger than you. And in this, like the first thing that we do when we step onto this path, and you don't have to go to shaman school to do this, is you say this really key point of reciprocity. And you know this so deeply, is when I call spirit, spirit is here. There's no backdoor, there's no doubting. And when spirit calls me, I am here. That's the deal.
That's why we're best friends, because we're just in spirit together all the time.
I know. And it's so beautiful.
It's so amazing to sit here with you and our listeners and just feel the way that you're my best friend and we can be together and act like 14-year-olds.
Yes.
But you are my greatest teacher. And I know I'm yours.
You are.
We really have this beautiful connection that I long for every woman and man to experience, the romance and alchemy of
Yes.
true friendship.
Absolutely.
Because this journey, as the Bible says, there will be trouble.
Yeah.
And to have someone that's so your partner.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. Yes.
Guys,
yes.
if you could see this right now, we're wearing matching necklaces, best friends necklaces. And people remember when you were like 14 and you were in love with your best friend and we would get friendship bracelets.
Totally.
Why do we lose that tradition?
I don't know. There's something that we lose as
The innocence.
yes, if we don't very well protect it.
Yes. And we have.
Yes.
So everyone, rekindle the alchemy of your friendships.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to be a 14-year-old girl.
And don't be afraid of intimacy.
And, well, choose your friends wisely.
Absolutely. Discern. But I mean,
Yeah.
even like going back even further to being children and the way we engage with nature, we know that nature is alive. We know that the plants are singing. We know that the river is alive. We know that the wind is whispering to us.
That our dogs are totally our best friends.
All of this.
I didn't, that was my problem. I started off without a lot of friends and I made one up named Billy.
Oh,
Anyway, digression.
Billy,
So-
come sit right here.
immediately easier. So going back to the 4-way archetype path,
Mm-hmm.
that you did such a great job elucidating something complex into being very simple. Now, how does that relate to, I mean, the manifestation process?
Yeah. So the manifestation process really is to know internally and act, and to have your everything there line up within those archetypes,
4 realms.
right? Those 4 realms, exactly.
Which
Those-
is also the cross, by the way. Interesting.
sure. Oh yeah,
All the yantras are here.
absolutely. It's all here in every culture and we just find the ways that make the most sense to us.
Right.
That we can really embody
Right.
and bring in, and they're there. But the manifestation process really is that the knowing of the heart, the attention paid, and the protection that the Jaguar offers, stepping in as the serpent, doing the
work,
actions
right.
that you have to
Pedal
do.
to the metal.
Right. Trusting spirit to guide you, drinking the nectar that appears, moving in the direction of the soul, and then going, it's up to you. I give it up, because the manifestation process is wonderful and we can do it. But it's also this like, all perception is limiting. All of it. So we can't get too stuck on the way we think it has
Right.
to go down.
AKA disco ball.
Yo. Yes, disco ball. So
Right, which, by the way, we're going to be playing for the listeners at the end of this, so get ready. Not only is she a shaman, dancer, healer, singer, but she's also apparently a rapper. So
apparently. I didn't decide that. That was one that just popped on down,
I want to say one of the, and I'm kind of like peripherally and non-peripherally, like coming back to this alchemy of friendship to kind of dive deeper into this teaching. There's a way that we're drawn to people who have what we don't. And we do. We have it, but we haven't yet fully manifested it or like embodied it. And you and I do that with one another so well. And why I love being around you is, we laugh all the time. We're both so silly, but what comes out of your mouth so often is just like positive and grateful and hilarious. And I notice myself saying things that are complaints, and Mare will literally like flip it and just be like, yeah, and thank you God that shit fucking thing happened to you. And that horrible thing happened because now look at the way you've mulched it and turned it into spiritual gold. And or just little things like we'll be in the car and I'll be like, ugh, that's town, blah, 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 you know, and Mary will be like, yes. And the amazing thing about that is that you are, and, you know, I'll just be like, wow, I don't know if you realize that you're teaching me in those moments. And so the joy and the gratitude and the uplifting words, and like that is my spiritual path right now because I know how to work my energy. I know how to study depth philosophy. I know Ayurveda. Like I have all these things in my toolkit, but what the divine is asking me to do right now in a world where if you're on Twitter or if you're on the news or even Instagram or you're just in the public, what's coming at us is not healthy. It's not positive. It's not uplifting. It is dreaming in the worst dream possible. And so if I had to really Jaguar realm, guard my ears and guard my eyes and guard my heart from the just torrent of dysregulated nervous systems that are the ones who are writing the news and the Twitter and even the things that I'm going to get on my little pedestal right now, but like Instagram influencers that people are so certain have these great perceptions. It's like not in alignment with any of the spiritual teachings that I've studied. And so speak to the role of like the joy and the positive affirmation.
Yes. Okay. So everything that is, and this is very tantric as well, everything that is coming, everything that is here can be turned. The power we have to create, we have the same power to destroy. So as stepping into that power realm of like the way I perceive this is changing it. It is creating a different ripple in the world. And that's a big deal. And so there is a need to protect. There is a need to not
protect my consciousness.
Yes. Not take in and collude with consensual reality.
I love the way you said that.
It's a very thin story, this consensual reality. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. Really? I disagree.
I will not get on board with this.
I don't see that. That's not what I see in my everyday. I see millions upon billions of people all working toward. And some people are in a different path and they're in a lost path and they're not, people are where they are. There's no reason for us to jump on a train like that. It serves no purpose, like guilt serves no purpose. Like shame serves no purpose.
I know.
And so many of us are in that
it doesn't lead towards more justice or equality. It doesn't actually take us there. Like if we say that our goals are health, fairness, justice, equality, all these great things that all of us are on board with, we have to lean into our elders. What do they say about how to approximate these places?
Yeah. I mean, the elders in this lineage say like, start with Pachamama, like start with your deep love and stewardship of the earth and don't waver from it, And
so go back to the colluding of the
consensual
perception.
reality.
Yes. Yeah. And the joy.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say like if to whatever degree you wish to engage in the consensual reality of the media and, all of these stories and things that are being told, to whatever degree that you want to engage with that, first create a sphere of fat, rich, round fluffiness.
Energetically,
yes. So that you can go, that's interesting. And then know when it's enough, because it does get in there and it does start to have us jump on board and start dreaming that same thing. So we have to know enough. We can't just be totally disengaged, but,
right.
Knowing enough to say,
that's what they're doing.
And this is happening in the world. And so I'm going to dream this and I'm going to make this wave because I know it's what's needed. So
they didn't see you, but you're kind of like, okay, that's the dream of fear and division and hate and anger being dreamt over there. So because of that, I'm going to create an oppositional force field because it's the medicine required.
Precisely. And so to hold, ceremonies on the new and full moon, and to work this is another precept of this lineage, that we work our issues on the energetic plane. That's where the most work gets done.
Totally. And it's instant.
It's instant. It's and then you bring it on down into the body, into the speech. But the realm of joy, it's like that gratitude. We know this. I mean, everybody knows this.
Everybody, from scientists to us.
Totally.
Hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds.
Yeah.
So to say thank you for the opportunity. When we open sacred space, it's like the final piece of the prayer is to speak directly to spirit. There's no intervening. There's no mediation. You just thank you for one more day to sing and dance this song of life. To sing and dance it, to bring it into being. And it's a celebration. And that you got to go from that celebratory place. Like, this is a great opportunity. Yay day, I mean, even with an example of this is we just did a teacher training at my studio, and I came in, all the students were so freaking nervous about their test. Okay.
Oh, Ayurveda school students, they are I shouldn't speak for all of them, but in my experience, they're just worried about the midterms and the finals.
The fear of this symbol that says you're good enough or you're not. What bullshit. How limiting can one be? Right. That is one of the most limited perceptions that exists, in my opinion. The grade. I'm like, I'm sorry. There are 7 billion people on this planet all perceiving differently. How can we even attempt that?
And even if we could.
Right. Why would we? For what purpose? But anyway, I came in like all crazy, like, totally raising the roof and celebrating before their test.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, oh no, Mare, not yet. I was like, this is when you do it.
Wow. Before.
Yes, you give thanks. Thank you. And then it opens the joy realm, and then you're not furrowing your brow, which closes your third eye, and it's doubt, and you cannot open the realms that are in the flow of co-creation and in the flow of manifestation. Right?
Wow. So, that reminds me of that video where the woman was going in to get her surgery, and they began dancing and celebrating before the surgery.
That's what you do.
Okay. You guys, I can't believe that you're leaving me and going away.
Not.
I feel like, no, you're not, but you're getting in your car.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, the teachings have just started. The projects together just started. So before we continue, like, I just want all the listeners to know that Mare has an amazing subscription program called The Beauty Way. If you're like, OMG, who is this person? I want to learn all these things from her. We're going to provide the links for that in the show notes, as well as your new Disco Ball song, because I'm a member of your subscription program and you're a member of mine.
Hell yeah, forever.
And by the way, forever, our subscription program is shifting in September. It's going to now be called the Spirit Sessions.
Love it.
And we are going to be diving into these conversations with people like Mare, where we're going to get to go super deep, way more than we are right now. Mare, what else? Just, I think we have time for like one more deep dive. Like, so what would be we've covered the gratitude, the joy, the manifestation process, briefly.
Yes.
What are the closing thoughts and ideas for going forward? We were
talking a little bit about words. Before.
Words.
And you're saying this is your...
AKA spells.
Exactly.
That you want to create.
Commands that you put out into the universe.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So, and this is vibration.
I need a tattoo.
Yeah, on your throat. Teeny tattoo.
No, on my forearm so I can see it.
Good call.
Okay, words.
Words are spirits, right? They're alive, just like everything else. Animism. Everything's alive. So choosing the words and I've seen you do this on this trip so beautifully, like stop yourself and pivot and create a new, more powerful
totem
vibration. Yeah, because the ripples move out and they inform the universe. So being careful with our words. Yeah. And also, this is so fabulous because we can get really hard on ourselves sometimes when we have something new or something we're doing.
I mean, we have to be soft on ourselves with this because I love you, Mom, and my mom is a listener, and when I put out these podcasts, she'll call me up.
I love you too, Vera.
She'll call me up and be like, now I want to tell you that I loved you as a daughter, and we held you, and we had good attachment. But, like, it's not my mom's fault or my grandmother. Like, we were not taught, many of us, this stuff. Right. Sure. And so we're just like repeating what we learned from our elders and our media and our culture. So keeping it fluffy. What were you going to say about words and being kind to yourself?
Yeah, I was going to say when you go in the direction of habit, when you have a practice and you're walking it through the world and then you don't do it perfectly, you can go. This is my friend Julie Conrad. She's a great healer in Cincinnati. She taught me this and I'm just like, this is so freeing. Delete, delete, delete.
Backspace.
I just said something that I don't want out there. Delete, delete, delete.
Cool.
Right? I love it. And then you get to, every moment, we get to create reality. We get to begin
so like,
again.
If you were like, my belly hurts and I'm never going to have a puppy. Right. You can go, whoa, delete. And because of the same principle, the deleting actually happened as well.
Totally.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So it's just this beautiful, radical presence. And we really do. I know sometimes the things that are said, it's like they're always said. And you're like, oh, God, of course it's a great time to manifest. Of course it's a great time. It's a very auspicious time, always. But there is an acceleration that I feel very palpably in my body that is these moments. These moments of coming together and sharing and then both people walking away with that and walking it out into the world in just that incredible ripple effect and how, what a precious thing to every interaction. Every little nothing interaction is making a wave.
Right.
And so just really walking with that opportunity too and how beautiful that is. And the power of vibration, the power of singing, the power of laughing.
One of my chapters in my new book is called Hell Yes and Hallelujah.
Love that.
And it's, we write the book we need to read. And it's like that celebratory praise spirit. I'll put a link in the show notes. There's a study I just read. It's the neurophysiology of praise and worship. Yeah. Like, it's real. These people of our past knew what they were talking about.
Absolutely.
And yay, scientists, I'm applauding you for studying this, but like, we've known this forever. And I think the unique challenge of our time and something you and I in the future are manifesting as we speak is doing sacred ceremony together is so healing for the community. And I think one of the challenges of coronavirus was like that praise. Yes, you can do it on your own, but to do it together.
Oh yeah. We're so much more powerful when we're together. And that is the realm of ceremony and the realm of ritual is the realm of mythos. And it's where we change the fastest. We change by changing the story. When you go into poetry, into song, into ceremony, these are hummingbird states.
Okay.
We make big, powerful maps from that place.
Okay.
And the story changes.
So me writing the book is the hummingbird realm of calling in.
Yes.
I just need to write a whole book about my hot new husband.
Do it.
By the way, in case you didn't notice, I'm love-available.
Love-available. That's a good word, Spirit. I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Love-available. You and I are partners.
Yo.
This is the Yoniversity.
Yo. Big yo.
Well, guys, I know that this is just the beginning of what is going to be a year, the upcoming year of Spirit Sessions. with Mare, and so much beauty, so much goodness. Check out Mare's subscription program, The Beauty Way. It's worth every tiny, tiny penny. Also, we're going to give you guys the hot new release, Disco Ball. Before we close, Mare, tell us about this song.
Okay.
This Hummingbird offering.
It totally is.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was a really cool creation that came out of healing, actually. Did this healing work with a friend, and the symbol dropped, into my consciousness, and it just would not let me go. It's like
the symbol of the disco ball.
The symbol of the disco ball, which turns really slowly on its axis like the earth, but it's mirrored and it's multidimensional, and it reflects and reflects and reflects light. And when we get stuck in the world, this was kind of the way it was, that we pivot and
just turn
and see a new thing and change and, expand in that way. But you're super grounded in your north channel, your north-south pole.
You are stabilized. You are bolted in.
Right. And that all of these things, it was also about getting hurt, how you can take things so personally. Like, instead of like
Q-tip
Q-tip. Instead of taking it in like a dart, that you get big and soft and round and reflect it out. And it's like the thank you, but you're like seeing out.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. And I'm going to turn now. I'm not going to get stuck in that one mirror.
Yeah.
So the disco ball is a really powerful symbol. And then my beautiful brother-in-law, Kevin Carlisle, who I adore, who's a freaking mad genius.
Who produced our first album.
Yes, he did. I was like, can you compose a disco beat? Because this disco ball thing is just crazy for me right now. And he was like, sure. And then he's like, I'm going to drop this reggae bit into it. I was like, dope. And then I came over, and in one take, it just truly poured through. And I had doubt beforehand. I was very nervous about it because there was a flutter in me about, I never did a rap song before.
I'm white. Am I allowed?
I was just like, I don't know what's going on here. So, but it just came out so smooth because it's not about me. You know?
100%. That's the thing about art.
Yes.
Like, it is not about us.
Right. Yes. And then the co-creation. Okay, last thing here, right?
Yeah.
Like the safety field, we've been talking about that so much.
The safety is required for any of this. Friendship, creation, God's relationship to
orgasm, bliss, you name it.
Work, anything. Everything.
Right. You are
safety.
Not available to anything but survival unless you have safety.
Snake realm.
Yeah.
Has to be taken care of.
Completely. So, just as our friendship is this beautiful safety realm for us, same with Kevin, he makes me feel safe that I can come. We just have a great co-creation. It's really sweet. So it came out, and it's about evolution and how we need each other. It's about Munai too, stewardship and our ability to turn and reflect and taking heavy stuck energy, which is called hucha, and letting it move into sami, which is light.
Yeah, tamas to sattva. It's so amazing. One of the things that's happening in the near future or the distant future, I don't know, with spirit sessions is this distillation of the mystical Christianity. And because I've studied deeply Hinduism, Tantra,
yes,
you've studied deeply this shamanic tradition in addition to Mare's also a yogini. Now I'm bringing this into the Christianity, or I'm being brought into the Christianity.
Yeah. This
principle is everywhere. These principles are in Christianity, you guys. And one can argue have been taken out, and it's coming back.
Yes. And the act of seeing it.
Yeah. Is so beautiful. Yeah.
And reclaiming it, because so many of us are so wounded.
Right. No, I hope my mom is listening because, and I know she won't mind me sharing this, just to kind of conclude and take it back to the beginning. Yeah. Your story is so healing for me because my mother, this makes me cry. Like, she I know when my mom is no longer on the planet, the way I will remember her is the sunset. And like, there was so much guilt put into us from our Southern Baptist upbringing. And I'm also so grateful for my Southern Baptist upbringing. I'm writing a whole 3rd book about that. But the wounds of my mom feeling so much guilt from divorce, and just the way that guilt around all of our sexuality as men and women, you know, that has to be pulled out of us.
It has to.
And that your mom was able to pull you guys over and let you see that sunset as God. It's just, that is just such a healing story for me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you, Lynn Hogan.
Yes. Aho mothers.
Yes. And thank you, Vera. Yes. Aho mothers, aho fathers, aho all the teachings. And yes, may we really be on a mission to combust the shame, because it's the heaviest,
it's the worst
lamest.
One. It's the worst one.
It's truly a sickness.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
I love you so much too.
Come
babe.
on to the gee spot. Get in my gee spot anytime.
Get in my gee spot.
I love you, Mare. I'm so happy.
You,
I love
Thank
you, listeners. We love you, listeners.
We do. Munai.
Munai Yankai.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, Mare.
Upon a time, a wise one asked, what keeps you from spinning free? Where is your Velcro? What makes you stick and take it so personally? It's opened a window, a powerful symbol that could help to set us free. Of a luminous orb in rotation, like a disco ball, you see? Like everything in nature moves in a circle like the rings inside of a tree. Or the DNA as it spirals in the churning waves in the sea. Circles of fifths, medicine wheels, math and magic merge to reveal the big who of transformation. Evolution becomes a vocation, yo. So, maybe we could spin it like a disco ball. Maybe we could turn this thing around. Limited perceptions will fix us all. There's another way of seeing to be found. And together we can bust out of the lines of the eyes and the me's and the minds. And the us and the them and the fear. Curiosity expands the sphere. So big. So, yo, spin like a Sufi, spin like Stevie, spin like a disco ball. Whirl like a dervish, twirl like Rumi, centered and reflecting for all. 7 billion years in a growing population, 7 billion artists in a global co-creation. Healing opportunities are in acceleration, healing for us all in the 7 generations. Yo, so, hey, maybe we could spin it like a disco ball. Maybe we could turn this thing around. Limited perceptions sticks us all, and there's another way of seeing to be found. Slower at the poles, faster at the center. So many souls turning together. I wonder, can you feel the power of every little woken hour? Yo, I wanna know. Hey, maybe we could spin it like a disco ball. Maybe we could turn this thing around. Limited perceptions restricts us all. There's another way of seeing to be found. And the earth, it's a disco ball. And the moon, it's a disco ball. And the cosmos, and awareness, and perception, they're disco balls, baby. The eyes are a disco ball, and life is a disco ball. This whole thing, this whole big turning, it's a disco ball. So we may as well have fun.